Welcome to using the EMS Task Scheduler for Tellabs Optical LAN. The purpose of this video is to introduce and explain the process for using the Panorama PON EMS Task Scheduler tool. The topics covered in this video will be an introduction to the Tellabs Optical LAN EMS Task Scheduler tool, creating an OLT Backup task, creating an EMS Database Backup task, and creating an OLT Software Download task. With the release of the 30.1 EMS software, the Panorama EMS adds the capability to schedule maintenance tasks on the system. This allows automation of the scheduling of common tasks. The Task Scheduler allows the creation of the schedules for OLT Backup, EMS Database Backup, and OLT Software Download. This tool simplifies these tasks by setting up a convenient time in Panorama for maintenance tasks that would typically need to be accomplished during less busy times on the network. To create a scheduled task, open the scheduling tool by clicking on the Tools menu in the Panorama EMS. Select Scheduler. By default, an OLT backup task is created on the system for once every week to ensure that the OLT data is protected for all OLTs. Select the first icon to create a new scheduled task. The OLT backup function creates an XML backup file for the selected OLT. This file can be used to restore the OLT local database in the event of a local database failure. To create an OLT backup, in the New Task dialog box, select OLT Backup. Select the OLT to be backed up, or select all OLTs. The frequency of the backup can be scheduled on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis, or can be set up as a one-time event. The start date and time will be established the first instance of the backup or the only instance of the backup when scheduling a one-time event. Click Apply to save the scheduled event. If the event is a one-time only, the schedule will be removed from the list once the task is complete. OLT backup files can be found in the Backup Restore application. Select the Restore tab to see the backup files created. Up to 15 backup files will be saved per OLT. The file name format for these files begin with the OLT's TID and end with the date and time of the backup file when it was created. To restore the OLT database, simply select the backup file for the list and click on the Start Restore. Note that the database restore is service affecting and may take a few minutes to complete. An EMS database backup is used to create a full EMS backup that can be used in the event of a Panorama database failure. EMS database backup can be scheduled on a regular basis to ensure that there is a fresh fallback to be used to restore the EMS database. Before creating a new EMS backup schedule, it is necessary to know the username and password for the Oracle or Postgres database. To create an EMS database backup, select EMS Database Backup in the New Task window. In this task, a start date and time is identified, and the schedule is set for either daily, weekly, monthly, or a one-time event, just the same way the OLT backup was set. Additionally, a database username and password is required. Once saved, the EMS database will be backed up at the established time and date. The EMS database is restored in the Windows command line. Change the directory to Tellabs, Panorama PON, BBMGR, Server. Here, execute the command Restore EMS. You will be prompted for the database user, password, and SID. Identify where the backup logs and backup files are located. Backup files are named using the date and time that the file was created. Newest backups are at the bottom of the list. The system will keep up to 15 backup files by default. Note, the server application will be stopped during the restore and can be restarted when the process is done. The OLT software download function allows the user to specify a date and time to complete a software update on one or all OLTs. Before this process can be scheduled, the OLT software will need to be staged on the Panorama server. This process is scheduled as a one-time only event that will download new software to the OLT in preparation for a monitored software switch. To schedule a software download, select OLT Software Download in the New Task window. Select an individual OLT or all OLTs, a starting time and date, and the TGZ file to be downloaded. Once this event is saved, the download process will begin at the scheduled date and time. Once the download process is complete, each OLT can be set to execute a software switch to the new software load. Please note, the switch process is service affecting and should be done during a system maintenance time window. In the download application, highlight the OLT to be switched. Select the Manual Switch tab. Select the Switch to version and click on Execute Switch to begin the process. Note that the OLT will temporarily lose contact with Panorama during this process. This is normal and will resolve before the switch process is complete. In this video, we have discussed an introduction to the Tellabs Optical LAN EMS Task Scheduler tool, creating an OLT backup task, creating an EMS Database Backup task, and creating an OLT software download task.